Hey, what's up? This is Antibody here. Recently, I've been thinking a little bit about branching out because when you think techwear, you tend to think either all black or kind of black olive, very military, very neutral kind of palette. So I wanted to change that a little bit and cover something a little bit different in the form of this, which is precariously balancing on my studio light. CP Company Arm Lens T-Mac Field Jacket. The original techwear meme jacket is of course the Nike ACG 2-in-1. I think that was spring-summer 2016, 2015 that came out. You possibly will have seen that already. I'll put a picture up now of exactly what that looks like. But the CP Company equivalent is stylistically not that dissimilar, whilst being significantly cheaper and, more importantly, actually available to buy. As opposed to the ACG, which you've got to be kind of trawling Depop grailed for Facebook groups, etc., in the hope that one will pop up in your size. This jacket, like all CP Company stuff, does fit pretty small, so I would recommend going a size up. I bought this in a size 52, which I think is equivalent to extra large, and it seems to fit me just fine. So yeah, go one above what you would normally take, and you'll probably not have any problems. Although not Gore-Tex like the ACG 2-in-1 is, CP Company do claim high water resistance with this, with their 3-layer waterproof construction, which they T-Mac. Effectively, this is an update to that traditional Macintosh material that you probably will have seen used before. The outer layer is apparently cotton, although that is bonded to a waterproof mid-layer to make it feel a lot more hard wearing than if it was just cotton by itself. And on the inside, there's a kind of permeable ultralight mesh, I think is what they call it. So the point of T-Mac construction is to give you that waterproof outer while still being a little bit breathable on the inside as well. I'd say the material is probably a similar thickness to Gore-Tex, at least it is on the sleeves, although it definitely has a softer feel to it. It's not quite as kind of hard and crunchy as Gore-Tex is. So I think for summer weather, when you're maybe expecting more a light shower as opposed to a downpour, this is probably a nicer thing to go for. Similarly to your average Gore-Tex shell, this is also not an insulated jacket, so it's not too warm. I wouldn't say that you should go wearing this in the middle of summer, you know, when it's like blazing hot, when the sun's out, etc. But I think for your average kind of spring, summer, maybe a little bit overcast, a little bit windy sort of day, you can definitely wear this with something light underneath, maybe even a t-shirt, and you won't really find yourself getting too hot. For spring, summer months as well, obviously the colour definitely helps make this a little bit more of an appropriate piece than an all black shell. There's a few other nice bits on this jacket which I think are definitely worth mentioning. First of all, on the front you'll notice that there are a total of 4 pockets. 2 of these are diagonal zipped pockets which are quite low, good for keeping your hands in, good for easy access to stuff, etc. And a little bit higher up you've got those kind of more traditional Macintosh style big breast pockets. These top pockets are fastened with poppers as opposed to zips, but hopefully you won't get too much water going in there anyway, because the top of the pocket material is kind of folded over slightly, so I'm hoping that that will kind of help with that. Although I wouldn't suggest, you carry your phone in there or anything, just in case it does let in some water if it's particularly heavy rain. Although these are a little bit high for sticking anything in that you want regular access to, so I wouldn't recommend putting your phone in there for that reason either. They are quite big and quite spacious as well, so you can stick a lot in there. The hood of the jacket is detachable, which is quite nice. If you know it's not going to rain, you can keep it off, or if you want to do something like have a contrast coloured hood, you can wear a hoodie underneath the jacket and then use that instead. So a little bit of flexibility as far as the hood is concerned. At the cuff, there are 2 fastening options, so if it's getting a little bit chilly, you can fasten it up one tighter, so there's a little bit less kind of breathing room around the cuff. It doesn't make a massive difference, it certainly doesn't look particularly different visually, but hopefully it will just help stop a little bit of that cold getting in. You probably will have noticed by this point that the jacket doesn't have the goggles in the hood, which CP Company are probably most famous for. They're one of those things which sound really cool in practice, having these goggles like helping mask your face and looking all mysterious and shit, but unless you go like balls to the wall with it, and you get the face mask as well, you go like full balaclava, like full face hidden, like get some straps going on your other stuff, I think you can end up looking maybe a little bit awkward, and if it goes really bad, you might end up looking kind of KKK member, child molester type thing. Apologies to whoever that guy is, by the way, I'm sure you're not a child molester. What it lacks in hood goggles, however, it makes up for with this goggle attached to a pocket on the left arm. Now just think about how useful that is. Oh, hey, what's in that pocket? This is Antwon. Oh, let me just find out without even opening the pocket. Now that is innovation. Take that, Elon Musk. Seriously though, this is obviously just a stylistic addition. It's kind of like the CP Company equivalent to the badge that you find on most Stone Island stuff, which kind of makes sense as CP Company is like a sister brand to Stone Island. I do think it looks cool though. It gives the jacket a little bit more of a kind of unique touch, something a little bit more interesting than your average jacket, whilst not being too over the top. You know, it still keeps it relatively subtle, so it's not too distracting from the general look of the jacket. I also like that the goggle detail will only really be recognisable to someone who kind of knows what CP Company is, maybe is a little bit more into this sort of thing than your average person. You know, it's not as ostentatious as like a big Stone Island badge or a Canada Goose label or that sort of thing. So it kind of feels like you're part of a little secret fan club when you're wearing this, which I think is quite cool. So all in all, this CP Company arm lens field jacket is a nice option for a technical waterproof outer layer, which kind of breaks the mold a little bit in terms of its colouring without being too over the top and being too heavy on branding. It's going to turn heads, I think, for the right reason because of that interesting colour, and I think that helps make it look a little bit more different, a little bit more summer appropriate as well. So if you're one of those people that likes the ACG 2-in-1, for example, but doesn't like the heavy branding on it, then this could be a great alternative for you. Do let me know what you guys think of this jacket in the comments below. Do you think white is cool in tech wear, could be used a little bit more, or do you prefer that classic all black or kind of olive black, more ninja kind of look? If you enjoyed the video, do remember to hit the like button, as I really do appreciate your support. And that's it, so thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Welcome friends to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, you want to see some more kind of similar things, then I've got links up there just for you. And of course, if you're teetering on the edge of subscribing, you enjoyed this video, you may be thinking about seeing some more stuff in the future, then of course you can always hit that link and subscribe right now. It's super easy and it takes like one click and then you'll be subscribed forever. Unless you unsubscribe, but don't do that.